Find the resultant of the following displacement vectors. Vector AB is 10 meters, 10 degrees northeast. Vector BC is 20 meters, 20 degrees south of east. And vector CD is 30 meters going south. If we will try to illustrate the vector, the vectors will look like this. This is your vector AB. This is your vector BC. And this is your vector CD. This is because our points is here. Point A, point B, point C, and point D. And this black arrow is our resultant vector, vector AD. So we are asked to find this vector, vector AD. So we have three vectors given. So it will be easier for us to solve this problem if we will be using component method. So for us to easily plot the components, let us have a table for all the horizontal and the vertical components of these vectors. So let's say components, vectors. Then we have the x components or the horizontal component. Then we have the y component or the vertical component. So anong mga vectors ang meron tayo? Meron tayong vector AB, vector BC, vector CD, and we have our resultant vector, vector AD. So when we sum all the x components of these vectors, that will be the x component of our resultant vector, vector AD. So let us consider our vectors individually. Let's say consider vector AB. So if we will plot vector AB will look like this. This is vector AB with an angle of 10 degrees north of east. So if we will get the x and the y component, let us project it to this side. So this will be your going to the right, your ABX or the x component, and this is your ABY or the vertical component. Now how can we find the x and y component? Of course, we need to use our knowledge on trigonometric function. To find ABX, since this is the adjacent side of your 10 degrees, then we will be using cosine of the 10 degrees. Cosine 10 degrees is equal to adjacent ABX over the hypotenuse. Your hypotenuse is this, your vector AB. So all over ABX over ABX over AB. So ABX, therefore, by cross multiplication is AB cosine 10 degrees. According to our given, AB is 10 meters. Is our given. So we have vector AB, the magnitude is 10 meters with an angle of 10 degrees north of east. So this is 10 meters times cosine 10 degrees. Let us try to compute for ABX. 10 meters, 10 cosine 10 degrees. 9.84 or 85 meters because it's 8 for 8. 9.85 meters. And since ABX is going to the right, this vector, therefore this is positive. For us to get ABY, since ABY is opposite of the 10 degrees, because if this is ABY, this side also is ABY. It's just the same. So it is opposite. No? Nasa kabila siya ng 10 degrees. So ang gagamitin naman natin ay sine. Sine 10 degrees is equal to, ano ang nasa kabila? Opposite, ABY. Over the hypotenuse. Ang hypotenuse ay AB. Again, if we will cross multiply ABY is equal to AB sine 10 degrees. Again, AB is 10 meters times sine 10 degrees. So we will compute, we'll just have 10 sine 10 degrees equals 1.736 or 1.74 meters. 1.74 meters. This is your A, B, Y. Again, we need to look at the direction. So since ang ABY ay pataas, ABY is going north or upward. This is your ABY going up. Therefore, our ABY is also positive. So we now have our ABY and our ABX. So let's put this on our table. ABX is positive 9.85 meters and ABY is positive 1.74 meters. So let us proceed to our second vector. Our second vector is vector BC. If we will again consider vector BC, ang magiging itsura ng vector BC will be like this. Let's say consider vector BC. Vector BC will look like this. So this is your vector BC. We will again project the x and y component. This vector has an angle of 20 degrees south of east. This is your 20 degrees south of east, and your vector BC is 20 meters. Okay, so this is your going this direction is your BCX, and going downward is your BCY. So if we will project BCY on the right side, this is also equal to your BCY. Ito BCX, ito BCY. So another right triangle. So we need again to use trigonometric function. So we use either cosine or sine. So since ang BCX ay adjacent side na naman ng 20 degrees, cosine ulit gagamitin natin. That cosine 20 degrees. Okay, cosine 20 degrees is equal to adjacent. This side, BCX over the hypotenuse, BC. Again, cross multiplying, we'll have BCX is equal to BC cosine 20 degrees. BC is 20 meters times cosine 20 degrees. BCX is equal to 20 cosine 20 is 18.79 meters. 18.79 meters. Since it is going to the right, this is positive. For BCY, of course, ang gagamitin natin ay sine. Kasi ang BCY ay opposite. Nasa kabila ng 20 degrees. So, sine 20 degrees, opposite BCY over the hypotenuse BC. Therefore, BCY is BC sine 20 degrees. This is 20 meters times sine 20 degrees. So the answer for BCY 20 sine 20 is 6.84. Pero kung titignan natin ang direction ng BCY, ang BCY ay pababa. Okay, yung BCX natin pa kanan, kaya siya positive. Pero yung BCY, this is negative kasi pababa. So meron na tayong BCX, meron tayong BCY. Ilagay uli natin yan dun sa ating table. BCX is 18.79. BCX is positive 18.79. At ang BCY ay negative 6.84 meters. Okay, so that is vector BC. For vector CD, it is very obvious kahit hindi na tayo mag-solve kasi yung vector CD is just a vertical vector. Therefore, wala siyang x component. Kung titignan nyo ang vector CD, pababa lang siya. Oh, vector CD is just going downward. So, no need nating i-solve yan kasi common naman na itong understood naman na itong CD will just have a vertical component which is equal to its magnitude. Ilan? 30 meters. So, wala siyang X component pero meron siyang negative kasi pababa na 30 meters. So, kung i-add natin yan, let's add the X components and the Y component. We'll have 9.85 plus 18.79. That answer is 28.64. 28.64. 28.64 meters. This is now your ADX. Okay, this is your ADX. And let's also sum up the Y component. 1.74 minus 6.84 minus 30. The answer will be negative 35.1. Negative 35.1 meters. This is your ADY. So this gives us an idea that the X component of AD is going to the right because it's positive, and the Y component of AD is going down because it's negative. So if we will try to figure out vector AD will look like this. 28.64 meters going right, 28.64 meters going right, and 35.1 down. So this is, let's say, 35.1 going down or negative 35.1 meters negative. This is your ADX and this is your ADY. So again, if we will project this ADX and ADY, ito talaga ang ating resultant vector. Okay, this is your resultant vector. So if we will get AD, we will just be using Pythagorean theorem because ADX and ADY is the two sides and AD is our hypotenuse. To get AD, according to our Pythagorean theorem, that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares, ADX squared plus ADY squared. Therefore, AD is equal to the square root of squaring both sides of the equation. We'll have a dx squared plus a dy squared. So this is equal to the square root of a dx, 28.64 meters squared plus negative 35.1 meters squared. Actually, pwede nyo nang i-disregard yung negative kasi pag in-square nyo lang din naman yan, magiging positive lang naman yan. So, let us try to solve for AD. We'll have the square root of 28.64 squared plus 35.1 squared. Again, dinisregard ko na yung negative kasi parehas lang naman ang kakalabasan yan pag in-square natin. So, the answer will be 45.30 meters. This is 45.30 meters. But this is not the final answer because this is just your magnitude. Kailangan pa natin kunin yung direction. Let's say, kunin natin itong angle na to relative to the horizontal axis. Okay, let's say that angle is angle theta. If this is your angle theta, this is your angle theta, this is the opposite side, this is the adjacent side, where the opposite side is also equal to your ADY. Therefore, if we will get theta, we will just simply use tangent because tangent of an angle, let's say theta, is opposite over adjacent. Opposite of theta is ADY and the adjacent side is ADX. Therefore, theta is arctangent ADY over ADX. Solving for the direction, theta is equal to arctangent ADY negative 35.1 negative 35.1 meters all over 28.64 meters. So let's see what is the value of angle theta. Arc tan 35 negative 35.1 over 28.64. The angle is negative 50.79. Negative 50.79 meters. So what is now our final answer? Our final answer now, therefore, AD is equal to 45.30 meters with an angle of negative 50.79, or this is 50.79. If this is our angle theta, this direction is south of east, because this is your east and this is your south. So this is 50.79 south of east, or it is 50.79 degrees below the positive x axis. So you choose to whatever, how will you describe the angle. So this is now our final answer for the resultant vector, which is equal to 45.30 meters with an angle of negative 50.79 degrees, or you can address it at rate it as 50.79 south of east, or 50.79 degrees below the positive x-axis. So if you try to locate AD, this is your vector AD. In our figure, this is your vector AD, which is 45.30 meters. By magnitude, this is 45.30 meters. Yes, so 45.30 meters with an angle of 50.79 degrees south of east, or below the positive x, because this is the positive x-axis. Okay, so that is our final answer. 45.30 meters of 50.79 south of east, or below the positive x-axis.